Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches. Welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday, March 15th, 2022, and this is FlossTube number 55. If you are new here, this is a channel mostly about cross stitch. I will be talking about some other stitchy goodness that I will be not really starting, just kind of continuing. I kind of put them aside for a little while, and so I've just decided to give myself some goals, and so I'll be talking about those later on in the video. But mostly my channel is about cross stitch. If you're a returner, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate all of y'all who come back. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. It helps my channel grow and helps get the word out that you know, cross stitching and all these other stitchy things aren't just for old ladies. Although my daughter does put me in that old lady category. Or as she likes to say it, an experienced woman. Anyway. Anyhow, so thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I really appreciate it. Anyway, so let's get into stitching. I did not do a whole lot this week. I had my class Saturday. It was on ethics, and not something that's very fun to study, but it was very interesting. And I think I actually did better on this test, this exam, than I did any of my other exams. So that was kind of a, ethics in ministry is kind of, just common sense stuff, And so, but anyway, I was really stressed out about this class. But anyway, that was Saturday. Ethics is over. The class is. And so my brain just needed to rest Sunday after my class Saturday. My brain was just, whew. Anyway, so I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done. Working up to the class and then recovering from that class. Anyway, so let's get into stitching. Today is the 15th of March, which means I will be starting a new letter in the Erica Michaels stitch along that I am hosting, which means that I need to finish the letter Q. We will be starting the letter R supposedly today, but I have not finished the letter Q. In fact, I was working on it before this video. And I just have 2 more Q's left to do, and I will be done. But here she is right here. This is the letter Q block. These are by Erica Michaels, and it is Stitch Along that I am hosting. There are free blocks on Rainbow Gallery's website, but Erica Michaels just re-released the pattern. And so I would encourage you to go and buy the pattern. It's available tons of places. I'm going to look and see. I don't know if she sells them on her website, but anyway, this is it right here. This is the letter Q, stands for Queen, and the Queen stitch. The Queen stitch was a little, it wasn't hard, but it was figuring out that normally they like number 1, 2, these are how you do your stitches. This one didn't do that. And like I was saying, I'm going off the free patterns, and I do know that she rewrote them, so I'm going to try to order the pattern next month and just see how different it is from these. But I do know that on the bottom of hers in the pattern, she has a place to write the name. Now, I've already prepared a lot of my blocks for the quilt that I'm going to make, so I'm not going to put those. But anyway, this is for the Queen stitch. So this is the Queen stitch. It's in these corners right here, her earrings and the gems at the top of her crown. I gave her a silver crown. Originally, it was kind of a weird beigey, I don't know. I didn't think it looked crown material. I thought my queen needs a platinum crown. So she got a beautiful crown. And like I said, they were originally done in, metallics and whatnot. I'm just using regular cotton floss. I just have 2 more Q's left to do, and I will be done. And so this is the Queen block. So I was saying about the specialty stitches, and I got lost there. They don't have the numbers, so it just took me a while to figure out to do the inside legs before I do the outside legs. That's what I wanted to say, and I just got lost there. Sorry about that, y'all. But that's it right there. So there she is. She's very peachy. I did not have a light peach color for her cheeks and her neck. So what I did was I just took the same face And I got to do her nose. The same face color, and I just blended it with a ecru color floss. So there she is, the queen. So like I said, I finished this today, and then I will probably start the next block. You know, I give myself 15 days per block, so I will probably start my next block over the weekend or on Monday. Anyway, so that is that. Almost finished, almost. And then I have a finished project, and this is what I'm calling a I'm calling it finished project. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I posted something about this. This is Silent Night. This is a whip that I started about 30 years ago. Discovered it in my things when we moved, and I have decided that I do not like doing these kind of charts anymore. This is a very 1990s chart. Lots of back stitching, lots of half stitches, lots of quarter stitches, lots of... I just don't like it anymore. I love the chart. I just don't like stitching this kind of stuff anymore. So this is it right here. I am calling this done, except for I do need to do Mary's nose, something about noses. So Kim Goldman, the Contented Stitcher, made a suggestion to me, and she said, find a frame that you wanted to fit in and stitch to the frame. So that is what I did. So I found this frame. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I picked up a carload of free frames from an old high school friend of mine. So this is the frame, one of them, and I cleaned it up real good, and I actually had it hanging in my bathroom. I have a bunch of the frames just hanging in my bathroom to for storage more than anything. It's a little half bath we have. And so I went and pulled it out. So this is what I'm going to do right here. I thought it was perfect in here. I did do an informal poll on Instagram asking what everybody thought I should do. Should I finish Joseph's coat or should I leave it as is? And I'm going to say it was probably tied. So my husband voted, and I used him as the deciding factor, and he said, leave it as it is. It looks like one of those unfinished masterpieces. So I agreed with him, and that is what I'm going to do. I am going to give Mary a nose. I'm going to sign it and date it, and I am going to pop it in this frame. And this will stay up year round. I don't have a whole lot of seasonal stitching, and so this is just something that I think will stay up year round. Because, like I said, we do celebrate our Savior's birth year round, not just one day a year. So that is it right there. So like I said, I'll give her a nose, and when I finally get her this whole thing popped into a frame, I will show y'all the finished piece. So this is Silent Night. This is a chart by Carol Emmer, and it is a leisure arts book. Leaflet, whatever. Anyway. And then the last thing that I worked on, this was actually the first thing. They're kind of piled up backwards, but this is the first thing. This is the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. This is by Stitching Book Club on Etsy, and I do believe she is sold out. The C.S. Lewis Foundation gave her a limited number of charts she could release, and so I believe she is sold out. So this is a stitch along. Part 2 has been released, and so this is what I've gotten done. Now this is done on a 14 count Opal Ada using called for DMCs, and that's it. There's just 2 more. I'm gonna see if I don't know if I have the part 2 chart picture printed out. I don't think I printed it out, but this is it right here. So it's got the names Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. And on the bottom, we'll have the name Pinvisi, their last name. And then it's got 2 columns coming down, which is really, really pretty. Like I said before, the colors I was afraid of, but boy, she did an amazing job with shading these colors. I love it. Love, love, love it. I did have a counting error right here. You can see this one does not come as far out as this one. I didn't notice it till after, but I think I'm going to leave it. I don't think I'm going to fix it. It doesn't bother me that much. It bothers me because I can see it, but it doesn't bother me enough to rip the whole thing out yet. I don't know. this is it, the Chronicles of Narnia. So let me pull a little bit closer. I love the opal fabric. It's not that hard to stitch on. It is from Hobby Lobby. I did get a bigger piece. They had a piece that was almost the right size. So I got a bigger piece and I figure I'll use it for Christmas ornaments. And no, I don't have the front picture of the part 2. So that is the Chronicles of Narnia. So that's my stitching that I've done. But in the line of cross stitch, I forgot to announce last week, I won the grand prize for Colorado Cross Stitchers Winter Cross Stitch Camp. I was so excited. It was the piece that I did, the Lace Maker's Cottage. I'm still waiting for my prize, but I know with market and everything coming up, I'm sure she is busy. So as soon as I get that in, I will show everybody what I've gotten. If I get it in close to filming day, I might just wait and open it in front of everybody and show y'all that way. But we'll see when it comes in, and I'll let y'all know. And either way, you'll see what I got. Anyway, so I dyed some fabric. You'll know that I have noticed that I have not been stitching my Prairie Schooler Santas because I am not happy with that Davos fabric. It's very... My stitches slide under the way I stitch. So I decided I was going to dye a piece of Aida, 18 count Aida. So this is a piece that I picked up at that estate sale that I went to. It was a piece of Aida, and I dyed it and I dipped it in some tan, and it came out a little too light for me. So I decided to add just a touch of gray. Well, my touch of gray just kind of, I poured it and I was like, oh, that's perfect. And when I went to lift it up, this big fell in it. Yeah. So this is my color. It's not, hold on. It's not terrible. I'm still going to use it for my Santas. I think it came out, you know, a good color right here. So I need to iron it. I did it yesterday. I'm going to try to iron some more again today. So this is just some kind of 18 count mystery Aida that I dyed tan gray color. Here's the Davos. Oh yeah, no, not even close. You know, I probably should add like a touch of green because this is kind of almost an army color. I think that would work instead of gray. I'm going to try that next. I don't have to have them all on the same color fabric, but I will use this. So that's it right there. So that's what I did. I dyed this. And then I'm going to dye a piece for the piece that I won from Stitching by the Shore, Laura. I want to dye a piece for that. So I haven't done it yet, Laura. I'm going to try to do it again this week. But I really wanted to get this done right here because I haven't worked on my Prairie Schooler Santas. I haven't worked on my stockings. I need to get those done. Anyway, I have a tiny bit of haul, not a whole lot. And it seems I've been on the winning streak. I won the chart from Laura, Stitching by the Shore. And then I won the cross stitch camp stuff, and then I run something from Stitchin Mommy, and that was this oh dear pattern, and he's so cute, Rudolph. So I can't wait to get him stitched up. He will be an ornament. They finished it on 14 count and it came out about 6 by 6. So I don't know what count. I'll probably do it on that if I have enough of the Narnia fabric. The opal would be pretty. So that is him right there. Thank you. So that was another gift from Stitchin Mommy. Prize I won. Then I ordered some stuff from 123 Stitch, and it came in. I was watching, well, first I got some seed beads, and this is for that piece that I'm doing, that quilt block right here. So this is it right here, the beads that go with it. And then I was watching Mom Loves You GB, and somebody asked her about her favorite needles, and I was a day late watching her, so when I went on 123 Stitch, they were sold out. And then I got a notice that they, I haven't even opened this yet, y'all, sorry. They got them back in. They are peacemakers, and she said she likes them because they have a blunt tip, but not a rounded tip. So I got me a pack of beading for my beads. And then I got tapestries 28 and 26 right here. So I'm going to give these a try and see if I like them. If y'all like peacemakers, let me know. hopefully the eye looks really a decent size, especially the 28. Some of them I get are like tiny, tiny, tiny. I can't do that. And then because I think it was Stitchin Mommy mentioned 40 count Verdal even weave. So it's a 40 count even weave, and I'm going to give it a shot. I don't know what I'm going to do on it yet. It's not very big. I may dye it. I don't know yet. But I think I'm going to try it undyed first and just see what I think about it. So I need to find something that would be a decent size on this, on white. And it only comes in white. And I think they mentioned that I think it was Stitchin Mommy. If it was you, Sarah, let me know. There are some people that dye them, so I'm not sure how the holes would come out. I don't have my reading glasses on, but they don't look terrible. They don't look terrible, but this is 40 count. So anyway, I'm going on a new adventure. Okay, so that is cross stitch. I'm going to talk a little bit more about some other stitching things that I'm doing. If you are on Cheryl's, I can't think of her FlossTube name now. Cheryl. I'm drawing a blank. I'll put a link down below. She started a Facebook group, and it is for us experienced women who like to stitch and craft. And so it is called a Crafty Matriarch. And so I posted some daily goals that I set for myself. So my daily goals are, and I love crochet, and I have a ton of yarn that I had bought on clearance a while back at Hobby Lobby, and I think some at Walmart that they had on clearance. And most of it is red heart. I like red heart. I'm not a very big yarn snob. I don't, I crochet. But my favorite thing to crochet is granny squares. So I decided I'm going to do a 3-round granny square a day. When I do my granny squares, my final round is usually all the same color, and it is what connects the two together, the squares together. So if you know anything about crochet, you probably know what I'm talking about. Excuse my tails. I did not trim them in because I cannot find my yarn needle. Anyway, so I decided to start a granny square a day. So this is my first granny square. I made it yesterday. I'm just going to let my tails hang. I made it yesterday. I have purple, yellow, and then 2 colors of this teal. So they will all be different, for the most part. I will stitch 1 a day, 5 a week. I'm giving myself the weekend off to catch up or to cut. Well, I'll show you later, but to cut fabric. So this is it right here. I wound up some small cakes of each color, and I just have them in a bag next to where I sit, my stitching chair, and in the morning I stitch one up. So this is yesterday's, and I haven't done today's yet. And then I also like English paper piecing. And so I had started, before we moved back to Louisiana, I had started swapping hexies with a group on Facebook. And I started making a quilt, a top with all of them. And so every time I make one to send out, I'd make a matching one to keep. And then I started making, they had a white center. So let me just tell you about them. They had a white center. And then all the petals were the same color, the ones that I sent out. I think most people did the same thing. Toward the end, I quit because there's some new people had joined, and they're like, I don't want to have to stitch them together. And I'm like, well, the whole point of us swapping is that they were made by other people. I don't want to just receive petals that all you did was baste them. That's terrible. But so I quit swapping at that point. So, I have the flowers, and then I have some where I have a printed center with gray, and those are my stepping stones, I'm calling them, for my garden, my grandmother's flower garden. So I'm working on those right now. So I made this one yesterday. The granny square, I forgot to say, that takes me maybe 10-15 minutes to stitch up. This takes maybe about 30 minutes. Not that bad. So this is English paper piecing. There's my paper in the back. I have a punch, and so I use just scraps of paper, postcards that I get in the mail, whatnot, junk mail. So this is right here. And then I have, when I inherited my mom's things, one of the things that she had done in the 90s was she had swapped 5-inch squares on a message board back then called Prodigy. It was very similar to what AOL was, very similar to what almost Facebook is now. Instead of having groups, they had message boards. She belonged to a couple of quilt message boards, and she did a ton of swapping. And one of the swaps that she did, a lot of people enjoyed doing, was 5-inch squares back then. And so she had tons of them. They were all still in the original packaging. She used a bunch of them to make a quilt for my dad, and the rest of them she just left in the original mailers. It was really fun reading where they all came from. So I have about a shoebox full. You know, one of those cardboard photo boxes that you can get like at Michael's, full of them. I took them all out of the mailing excuse me, envelopes and put them in there. And so my goal is to stitch a 9 patch a day. Now, this is not your standard 9 patch where you have, you know, alternating, excuse me, where you have alternating light and dark blocks. This is just 9 squares. They don't necessarily match because I'm putting them together just for a basic quilt top. Just a 5-inch square scrappy quilt top. So my goal is to sew 1 9 patch a day. So this is yesterday's right here. And so this is why I'm giving myself the weekends off, because probably what I'll end up doing is just start sewing all these together. I will be naming this the Prodigy quilt after the message board that Mama was on. And so anyway, so that's my goal, is every day to get to work on these other crafts that I do enjoy, these other stitching things that I do enjoy. And that is to make a granny square a day, a hexie flower a day, and a 9 patch a day, 5 a week. So on the weekends, if something happens and I don't end up doing 1 or 2 or 3, I can sit down on a Saturday and just finish them all up, and it'll be okay. So it's 5 a week, and that's what I'm doing. So like I said, just to every day touch these other crafts that I enjoy, and get some progress made on them, and use up some of these supplies that I've inherited. And so that is my goals that I'm setting for myself. So I started yesterday, and so today I need to do mine done. And I think for these things, I'm going to outline them in black. And I have actually made one. When I first started crocheting, I got a huge garbage bag, like a black garbage bag, those big outdoor garbage bags full of yarn from a lady off of Free Cycle. Y'all remember Free Cycle? And so I made a blanket for my husband that he absolutely loves. He still uses it to this day. And I started making a bunch of granny squares. And so they're all outlined in white. I need to find them because I think they're in storage, and to find them, finish them up, put them together, and make another blanket. And then I want to do these probably in black. So that's my plan. And so we'll see how that goes. But that's my goals for today. So I'm going to challenge y'all. If y'all have any kind of other craft that you like to do, make yourself a goal to touch it every day. Whether it's, journaling or paper crafting or something, even if you just make a card a day or something, touch it every day. And I forgot how much I enjoyed making these things. They were really fun. So that is all I have for y'all today. Like I said, when I get my prize in, I'll open it up for you guys, and we can look at it together. And if I do a unboxing of thing, it might be a separate video. I haven't decided yet. It depends on when I get it in. So that is it. That is all I have for y'all today. Y'all have a great day. I will see you guys next week, Lord willing, and enjoy the weather wherever you're at. We are praying for peace in the Ukraine and everywhere else. Y'all stay safe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.